Hi, teachers. Do you think exposure is enough in language acquisition? Well, in terms of thinking about language acquisition, there are quite a lot of theories that we can use in language acquisition. For example, first language acquisition, second language acquisition. Even under second language acquisition, we still have quite a lot of theories to learn and consider and connect it and in our teaching. So, like I mentioned before, exposure is one of the important factor in teaching and learning. So do you think exposure itself is really essential and enough, I would say? Or have you ever corrected your learners? Or have you ever given any feedback to your learners related to their language usage and grammar errors? If your answer is yes, today I'm going to introduce you a term which is developed by Schmidt. That is noticing hypothesis. Noticing hypothesis is learners, they notice, they pay their attention to a particular area they need to develop, or they make mistake, or they need to learn. As an example, your learner say, I go to school yesterday, and you give error correction, maybe recasting or echoing, whatever you want to use, it's totally fine. But at least what you will correct, it's, oh, you went to school yesterday. By looking at that, learners, by analyzing it, what we can understand is possibly learners might notice the area they produce, the target language they produce, and the target language they make mistakes. Then they will notice the gap. So that technically we can call it as noticing the gap. So to be able to help our learners to notice form and to notice more gaps, what we can do is there may be possibly two ways we can apply. One is in the presentation stage. Normally, whenever we present, we do MPF, meaning, pronunciation, and form structure. We present meaning, we present pronunciation, and we present form. So this time, since this is more on the noticing stage, so that please pay more attention on pronunciation session and also form session. So for form, what you can do mostly is like spelling and structure and things like that. Then, is it enough? Well, if I can, if I may have a chance to suggest you, one thing what I can suggest you is to practice more and more for your learners. In terms of practice session, what we can do is gap fill activities, or maybe error identifying activities and things like that. So by giving those two areas treatment, probably your learners might more notice in their language learning process. So that in terms of acquisition, exposure is not enough all the time. It is really good and essential, but paying attention to a specific language item in specific context, it's also considerable too. So that as a teacher, please give more attention also on form, especially noticing, so that this is how noticing hypothesis is helping us in our teaching. Thank you, teachers. This is me, Teacher Pai.